So this is definitely a wowzer of a full moon, and a full moon that's in Aquarius with a strong, strong base and fiery sun, because it's still in Leo. We're still in August, right? So much to talk about and so much to share. But let's start by reminding you that if you're part of this community, which I want to welcome you, there's a new thread and a format here that's going to literally parlay you. Parlay you means you're going to be brought into understanding, okay, piece by piece, how to unfold and how to work this. You're in the intensity of this full moon. So it's not so much the words that I use in your membership guidance, but it's more what's there for you. So let's begin by embracing that what brings this into the capacity of you understanding what's going on is, what are you getting triggered by? Where are your emotions? How are you feeling about this Aquarian, this universal space that you're in? So what does that mean? Okay, because Aquarius is I universalize. So it's you and the universe right now. How are you feeling with you in your own space, you in your own home, you in your own relationship with you in your relationship with your money, you in your relationship with your space with what you want? You know, you're waking up angry, you're waking up fogged up, meaning that you're not present enough. Are you triggered by mental disorders from other people's intrusions and thought forms and habits? Are you getting emotionally riled up by what somebody's saying or what somebody else is doing? All these things are vital and important, because that's what this full moon in Aquarius is doing and sharing, and it's saying, okay, guys, it's really time. It's really time for you to drop that away, because if you're not going to drop it off in the next couple of days, or if you don't have the capacity to drop it, and the capacity means the discipline, right? If you're constantly nagging about what others are doing and what others are saying and what others are intending, that means you're still the victim and you're carrying that baggage, all right? And that's an emotional distortion, an emotional trigger. So Michael had asked me, what those three T-squares mean? Those three T-squares mean, okay, that there is a T-square, all right? That means that a planet, and I'm going to tell you which planet it is, because it doesn't really make a difference which planet it is, because if it's not me sharing this or you being part of an astrological program or being in tune and communicado with a full astrologer that is letting you know which planet is in circumference of squaring things off for you at every nanominute, you don't know, right? But when are you feeling trapped? When are you feeling cornered? When are your emotions coming in and going, okay, I'm forced to change? That's the T-square. So one, you're forced to choose left or right. Now guess what's happening? You are choosing what you're in the habit of. That's the T-square. It's forcing you. So the planet that's there, which I didn't even go into it, but Michael said, what are you saying? I'm saying, okay, there are 3 planets that are forcing you to choose. 1 is Jupiter, 2 is Mars, and 3 is Venus. Okay, the one that has already changed everything is Neptune. But Neptune's at the end of it. It doesn't have that much influence over you. Okay, but those 3 do. And it's not so much about you going to read about these planets right now. It's more about you knowing, okay, what is going on with who? With you. And that's the whole power of moon in me, moon in you. How are you feeling? The moon having an influence and overriding these emotional waters, the cellular structure of your habits. So it's forcing you, so Jupiter's forcing you to choose. Is it joyful or is it not? Because if it's out of habit and you're in a constant habit of defaulting to what doesn't feel good, guess what happens? You will default to choosing that because you have a far more residual impact on that. Okay? And Venus is redirecting that energy because she's saying, okay, you've got to be in a space of joy and love and abundance. So if you're not by habitual patterns choosing love for self and choosing love for others, and you're in the habitual pattern of looking for the stuff in others, or the weird in others, or the ugly in others, or the judgment in others, well, then you're going to get more of the same of what the same has been over and over and over and over and over again. So that's what that is. Okay, you're now forced to choose, okay, left or right. Where you've got to come in is you've got to raise your awareness and pay attention, okay, what is showing up that is now forcing you to choose from a different place, okay, so that you can go in a different route. So the change has already happened. The chapter's already a new chapter. The book is already a new book. The thread's already a new thread on Moon and Me. The format's already different. But where are you? Just because things have changed and things are different, that doesn't mean that you are. It means that you've probably got to close the gap to your own thought process and maybe to your own belief. Or how about this one? You've also got to re-impact yourself and inspire yourself from a place, okay, so am I holding myself in a high esteem? Am I being worthy of myself? Am I taking care of, this grudgy inner feeling that's just got to go? Because if you don't let it go, guys, okay, the ability that you really and truly have of carrying your own baggage is like 0 to none. Okay, most people get really ratty, really like nasty, okay, and super quick and judgmental on circumstances that's not what's happening. So if your inability to be kind to yourself is short, then focus on being kinder to yourself. And that's what I talk about in the membership. Go just breathe in. Be super kind to you. Be extra kind. Have a cup of coffee with you. Have a cup of tea. Have a glass of water. Everybody's going crazy with this, cutting the alcohol off and all this. Okay, yes, absolutely. Everything in moderation. But I measure people when they're broke, tired, and drunk. Those are the 3 measurements. Okay, and if you work with me, you know that I do, right? Because those are your altered states. That's when you are not that's when you're tired. You measure what's at your core, okay, so that you're able to maneuver through these emotions. That's what this playground is. There's so much goodness here, and people are still stuck in their emotional chaos. Learn to flow with it. Learn to understand. Get into that bath. Break that up. Take a deep breath in. That's what Solver Jam teaches you. Get into those cones, all right? Stop trying to work through the fog. The fog's never going to go away. Stop trying to work through the chaos. The chaos is never going to go away. Learn to raise your vibration. Learn to be tuned into what serves you. And what serves you is, okay, learning to interrupt what is interrupting you. If you are constantly in a space where you are being interrupted and you don't interrupt what's interrupting you, okay, then you're going to automatically, by habit, just default to your old patterns, because that's how your body knows how to move the stress. That's how your body knows how to do the stuff. So full moon in Aquarius, right? A full moon that is vibrationally distorting the old so that you can give space for the new can only come from you understanding more of your thread. I universalize to what? To what I've created. Okay, why? Because my moon is in Leo, my sun is in Leo. So I create from a space of Leo. All right? Where is your symbol? And your symbol meaning your archetype, right? So where is that? What is your thread? What is your I am thread? And that's what I'm going to force you to, not force you, redirect your thought process so that you're able to get there. Okay, I speak about the 8 planets. You don't need to know about the 8 planets, but there are 8 planets that have shown up. every single time there will be more than 8 planets showing up, right? But these showcase the infinite sign, right? You've got enough flow and momentum here. There's so much benevolence here. There's a spiritual awakening and a spiritual power because the sun in Leo still represents the cosmic sun. Okay, the newness, the excitement of you being tuned into a higher play comes from you knowing what you want. So it's an incredible opportunity to reformat, okay, the space of being and allowing to understand, okay, one, you are the creator of your life. Two, you have the power to choose. Imagine that, okay? You choose left or right. You're the one that's going to choose an old habit or you're going to have the discipline for a new one, right? How do you do that? Because it's just another 1 or 2 days here. And guess where we're moving? We're moving into another cycle. And so these planets are shifting and the influence has a different drive, right? It's like, how does this influence you? Well, when it's summer and it's hot and you're in your bikini or you're in your swimsuit or you whatever, you're influenced to be outside or you're influenced to be somewhere where you need more water or you can be more playful or you want to go out and do something outside. So it all influences us. So the big influencing factor is still Jupiter, and Jupiter is rowing that infinite possibility of you making that dream work for you. Okay, where it becomes intense with the super moon, it means that everything is amplified. So you're going to look at, you can't hide or fake this. Things are going to show up. Okay, you can't hide or fake, okay, your temperament. Okay, if you're angry, well, maybe you're angry at yourself. Okay, and you've got to get over it so that you can open up your heart and give yourself the space, okay, so that you can give space for things to unfold for you. It's very simple. It's just people ignore the simplicity of what feelings are. And feelings are emotional guidance. They're triggering you because there's something there that's gone to the full. Let it go. How do you let it go? Go for a walk, breathing through your cones. That's why I do solver jam. Okay, take that bath and withdraw it out. That's what you exchange that salt therapy for. That's the gold. All right? Anything that is emotional means that it's in your body. It's sitting in your body. Right? It has memory. You have a memory of it. Okay? So just listen. And I'll tell you why. Because it's a beautiful moon. The other planet that's there that's enticing is Venus. And there's so much goodwill. There's so much financial prosperity. There's so many great ideas and things that are there for you. Okay? Don't get lost in the triggers of fear. Okay? Or in the triggers of comparison. Or in the triggers of insecurity. And one is better than the other. And one's looking at the other. And false insecurities. Come on. Roll up the sleeves and go to work and get stronger with yourself. That's where the oracle comes in. Pull out those rays of light and get strong. Stay poised. Stay connected. Stay tuned in. Stay in the space of forgiving who? You, so that you're able to open up your heart. Love, 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 love. Ultimate gift. There's money here for you if you're focused and disciplined in the aspect of those exchanges, okay? Otherwise, the contrast is also there for you, right? There's romance there for you if you're in the space of loving, right? But if you're doing it from a different vibration, that's why I say, go test. Go see what's showing up. Go see what's showing up for you. And then be tuned into who you are and who you've been. Because there's more ripple effect on who you've been than who you're now. You're thinking one day of feeling kind to yourself overruns decades of you being unkind to yourself. Come on. It's not, you've got to understand the math. Which one weighs more? The one of the past is going to weigh you more and deeper and it's going to take you down. You've got to override that by being kinder every day. Every day. Every day. When? Especially when the things are not being kind to you so that you can override it. That's a supermoon's overcharge, giving you influences, okay, of hope and faith and trust, trusting your impulse. Dana asked me something, talk to me about that impulse of the people being a trigger. The pulse of somebody's attitude, okay, can either sway you left or right or left. They can take you over the bridge, or they can bring you into the bridge of the past. That's the pulse. Okay? How's it going to be? Wherever your thread is. Okay, so for a Virgo, are you serving your thread? Are you serving what has been pulsed through that emotion? Meaning, are you going to be reactive to somebody's thought process, which you don't know if it's a habit from the past or an influence from being present? Right? If you're a Scorpio, I control. Are you allowing the thought process to control you, and then you just go say whatever you want to say without thinking about it? Are you controlling for you to stay in your heart and be poised and ignore, okay, whatever that thought or that feeling was that's disturbing you? It's so different for everybody. This is not a time for copycatting. Copycatting and faking until you make it is not the chance right now, And if you are going to fake something, then fake kindness. You'll get really good at it. Okay, you'll well, that maybe felt a little bit better. Do that. If you are going to do that and you're so programmed that you can't get there, then do that. Pretend to be nice. Okay? Pretending. Pretend to be nice. Pretend to love. Pretend to be happy. Pretend until you figure out I can't pretend anymore. And then you got to figure out how to move the bubble up. Because being the contrast right now, in the contrast aspect, that's a double negative. That's not going to work, right? Okay, so this was very, very, very straightforward. But this is your new thread in supporting you, understanding moon and me is about you. How are you feeling? Yes, it's an intense moon because it's a super moon. So everything that's inside you and around you, which is still inside you, is getting amplified. So notice how you're feeling. So for Vanda, I've got to give myself time, okay, so that I can reflect. A little bit of time for me is going to get me along. It's going to give me a lot. What's that for you? What do you got to give yourself? Okay? Only you, the one that knows how to do that. Okay, so in this I universalize, I am creating through the universal patterns. All right? And it's only for a few days for me to let go of the things that pull me from people with false needs or very, very, very old work that is just trying to come back and reincarnate and rebirth itself and restart so that it can have another round. Okay, but another round here is going to cost you a long, 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 long time. So, welcome to the new thread. Okay. Also, there's so much goodness here for you. Did I say that? All right. There's so much goodness here for you. So, take a break from all the work you've done. And now, get into a breath that goes, all right, this is a new beginning for me. I've got to let go of my old habits. I've just got to give space for that. So, break away from you and your old patterns constantly until you feel, okay, I'm getting it. Everyone's in a new cycle. It's not just a few. Everyone is. So be kind, especially the ones that need a little bit more help. All right, so stay tuned, stay good, stay true, and it's actually better than what you think. And you'll know clarity is very, very present. And when you get that, you'll know that you've asked for is knocking at the door. Get ready because the new moon is on its way in.